Every old building holds secrets, but some places guard them more fiercely than others. Imagine a grand, imposing structure, its stone walls steeped in centuries of human stories. This is not just a museum, it is a vault of forgotten moments. Within its hallowed halls, history breathes. Artifacts from distant lands and bygone eras sit silently, each a testament to lives lived and lost. But what if some of those lives never truly left? What if the echoes of the past are not just metaphorical? What if they are tangible, chilling presences that linger long after their time has passed? This is the story of such a place. It is the story of the Old Manor Museum, a place where the veil between worlds feels impossibly thin. Prepare yourselves, for tonight we delve into its deepest mysteries. The Old Manor Museum wasn't always a public institution. It began as the ancestral home of the Blackwood family, a lineage shrouded in both prestige and tragedy. Their wealth was immense, but so too were their misfortunes. Whispers of dark pacts and untimely deaths followed the Blackwoods through generations. A fire in the West Wing, a mysterious disappearance, a sudden illness that claimed an entire family line. These events are etched into the very foundations of the building. The museum now houses collections from around the world, but many of its most prized possessions belong to the Blackwoods themselves. Personal effects, portraits, even children's toys, all imbued with the energy of their original owners. Some say these objects act as anchors, tethering spirits to the physical realm. Others believe the sheer weight of sorrow and despair from the Blackwood family history created a powerful residual energy. It began subtly, as these things often do. Staff members reported misplaced items, doors found ajar after being securely locked, and the faint scent of pipe tobacco in areas where no one smoked. These were easily dismissed as quirks of an old building. Then came the sounds. Soft footsteps echoing in empty corridors, the rustle of unseen fabric, and sometimes, a distant, melancholic sigh. Security guards, hardened by years of night shifts, started to feel uneasy. Cold spots would manifest without warning, chilling a room even on the warmest summer nights. These pockets of icy air would move, drifting through exhibits as if guided by an invisible presence. Visitors, too, began to notice. Children would point to empty spaces, claiming to see a lady in white. Adults would report feeling watched, a prickling sensation on the back of their necks. I remember my first night working late in the archives. The air was heavy, thick with the scent of old paper and dust. I was alone, or so I thought, meticulously cataloging ancient documents. A sudden, sharp rap echoed from the far end of the room. It sounded like knuckles on wood, distinct and deliberate. I froze, my heart pounding against my ribs. I called out, my voice barely a whisper, but received no reply. The room remained silent, save for the frantic beat of my own pulse. I tried to rationalize it, blaming the old building settling. Minutes later, a book slid from a shelf directly in front of me. It didn't fall, it slid, as if gently pushed. It landed open, revealing a faded photograph of a stern-faced woman from the 1800s. Her eyes, even in the sepia tone, seemed to bore into mine. A wave of profound sadness washed over me, so intense it felt like my own. I felt an undeniable presence beside me, a cold breath on my cheek. I didn't scream. I couldn't. I simply stood there, paralyzed, until the feeling slowly receded. I never looked at that photograph the same way again. It was a silent, undeniable communication. My experience was far from unique. The night watchman, a man named Arthur, had his own tales. He spoke of seeing a shadowy figure darting between display cases in the Egyptian wing. He swore he once heard a child's laughter emanating from the nursery exhibit, a room filled with antique dolls and cradles. The laughter was playful, yet tinged with an unsettling loneliness. One curator reported her office door repeatedly locking itself from the inside. She would unlock it, only for it to click shut again moments later, despite no one else being in the vicinity. Even the cleaning crew, who worked in the dead of night, had stories. Mops would be moved, buckets overturned, and the distinct impression of someone sitting on a freshly made bed in the period rooms. These weren't isolated incidents. They were a pattern, a tapestry of unexplained events woven into the fabric of the museum's daily life. The spirits, it seemed, were making their presence known. The question always arises, why here? Why this museum? Many believe it's the sheer concentration of historical artifacts, each carrying a fragment of its past owner's essence. Others point to the Blackwood family's tragic history, suggesting their restless souls are bound to their ancestral home. Perhaps they seek resolution, or simply refuse to acknowledge their own demise. Some paranormal theories suggest that strong emotions, particularly those associated with trauma or sudden death, can imprint themselves on a location. The manor has certainly seen its share of both. Perhaps these spirits are not malevolent, but simply lost. They wander the halls, reliving moments, or searching for something they can no longer grasp. Their presence is a poignant reminder of lives unfinished. Certain areas of the museum are known hotspots. The old Blackwood family library, with its towering shelves and leather-bound volumes, is a frequent sight of disembodied voices and moving objects. The children's nursery, filled with antique toys, often reports cold spots and the sound of faint weeping. It is a place of profound sadness, a lingering echo of lost innocence. The grand ballroom, where countless Blackwood galas were held, is said to host phantom dancers. Staff have reported hearing faint music and the swish of unseen gowns in the dead of night. So, what do you believe? Are these mere tricks of the mind, the creaks and groans of an ancient building? Or are they something more profound, a glimpse into the spectral realm? The Old Manor Museum continues to stand, a silent sentinel of history and mystery. Its doors remain open, inviting you to explore its past and perhaps to encounter its lingering residents. The next time you walk through its halls, listen closely. You might just hear a whisper from the shadows, a story told by those who refuse to be forgotten. The spirits are waiting.